What's up, crypto junkies? It's Jay, and welcome to another video. Today, we're going to go through the market. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, and I'm going to share some of the updates and things going on in the crypto junkie community. So, for all of those who are actually in the community, actually in the Discord, we'll have some updates for you on what's going on. There's a lot of changes that have happened inside the chat server, so I want to fill you in on what's going on there. Also, too, I want to take a deeper look at Bitcoin. I posted some of my thoughts yesterday, but we need to look a little deeper into this, and I want to once again share some of my thoughts with you. So I've got my significant lines that I just keep on here, but what's really annoying is that every time I log into TradingView, it resets, and it's constantly changing me back and forth between light theme and dark theme. I have no idea why. But these lines, that's why you notice they kind of change, because depending on when I got to reset them in a day, sometimes I'm not so good at refining my lines. The ones I really like a lot are this one here, because we had this wick bounce off of here really hard, and now we've got all this interaction that has happened since, and it's actually acting as a big resistance point. Now we attempted to break above it here, and instead of bouncing again, right, like we wanted to see this bounce off this line and break above it, right, and then this would have been the next significant line here, this 12.78. But it didn't happen, and we fell below, and now we're interacting with a lower zone. We'll talk about all this. There's a double bottom here happening, a divergence, and some other things. But yeah, the black lines I like a lot. This blue line I don't really like my placing of it, but it is fairly significant, like this little zone here, as we're seeing a lot of interaction with it lately. But I am on a daily, just in case I didn't mention that, and so we're gonna I haven't, up until this point, I will say that I haven't really used the weekly and the monthly charts like I should be, and it's something that I'm getting more into now. And I think that's just a preference thing, and also too, like, not really zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. A lot of traders don't really do that, and I don't see that as a smart move, which is why I'm starting to zoom out and look at the weekly and the monthly more so. And those candles are way more significant. Like, what those candles actually mean, the higher time frames that we look at, the more significant they get. Okay, so on a daily, candles are more significant than on a 15-minute chart, and same goes for weekly, monthly, etc. So let's zoom in here and take a look. Yesterday in the Discord, I posted that, like, this here, this candle here, this it's more of a Morningstar doji, but it's a little bit bigger than that. This usually means a change in the market. Like how most TAs recognize this candle is that a change is coming, right? It doesn't necessarily mean a reversal is going to happen or a change in trend is going to happen. It just means that there's a pause in the motion that was going on before that. So this is three black crows essentially right before that. And so now it's a pause. It doesn't mean that the next candle is going to go bullish. And it also doesn't necessarily mean that the next candle will be the reversal if that's the action. As we saw here, we saw the Morningstar doji, and then we saw a continuation of the sell-off happening, and then we basically stopped. We matched it, and then we reversed. So this is a bullish engulfing of the last two candles. So that's a good sign on a daily. That's a really good bullish sign. Does that mean that we're going to skyrocket to 30,000? No. And on the higher time frames, weekly, monthly, there's actually still a huge case to be made for bearish, excuse me. And so I don't think that we're out of it yet. We don't have the volume to really get me excited thinking that we're going to have this monstrous bull run. I actually think we're going to kind of fluctuate in this channel. We face some big critical points here that if we can't break through, then we will continue even more bearish. Okay, and one of those is, now that we attempted to break above this and broke through, we need to interact and break above and close above this price point again to make a strong bullish case. Okay, I don't see that happening because, like I said, I don't think the volume's there. The market cap volume isn't there. Let's just take a quick look. It's 391 billion. That's very, very low. We were touching into what, a trillion back in November, December, beginning of December. So overall market cap is very low, even though BTC dominance is up very high. Okay, so we're seeing a drop off in volume again, we're not going to, once I bring on some of the oscillators and some of the indicators, I don't think we're going to get that much out of this little run. I actually think we barely broke back through this, which it's good that we closed above this line here, this 92.39 line, which is a significant line because that's the tipping, the wick tipped down into it here. And then we've obviously got interaction with it on both sides as support and resistance, which is why, to me, it's a significant line, okay? And now here's today, which we really don't know much until we actually close for today. But yeah, I don't see the volume overall, and I'll explain more about that as we look at the different time frames. But on a daily, that's what we're looking at. On a daily, I also wanted to show you one more thing here. I probably should just group this and do indicators at the end, maybe, and just do candle talk in the beginning. I don't know. But anyway, so this is our sweet spot. This is our 650 to 618 zone, the golden area that we've been interacting with quite a bit. And so you saw here, it acted as support. So all these candles here are interacting with that zone as support. And you see our line here, our significant line here, is just above the 618. Okay, so we're interacting with it as support here. But you'll notice this is technically a double bounce through here. But what essentially happened is we were testing this support zone too much. And when you test the support zone over and over and over again, it does one of two things. It breaks up or it breaks down. And so then we broke down below and went all the way down. And you see this is my next significant line here, which is almost 100% retracement. And then we started to climb back up, and we interacted a little bit with 786. And now we're back hovering through the 6.5, the golden zone here. But you saw once again, we attempted to break up. We just broke above it and then broke down. And then we retested again above it. We just broke above it. And now we broke down again. So what we're looking for now is, hold on, I just moved something. Damn it. Okay. So what we're looking for now is we need to break above and close above this zone here. There's really two sections of it. The 618 to 650, and then you see this significant line here. This whole section, we need to get above and close above that to really show and display bullishness. And I just don't see it happening with the overall volume that we're seeing, and just the slowdown that we've seen in the bullish momentum, even after, on the daily, even after we've got this little indecision candle here, we continued to sell off, and then that stopped and completely reverted, and we started to have the bulls take back over the market. There's just not enough volume going on. All right, so let me get rid of this here, and let's look at some other time frames. The 6 hour, we can start to see the double bottom, but the 4 hour is what I really wanted to look at and show you this. Okay, this, if you're in the Discord, you can see it here. It's a double bottom divergence. Okay, so what do we've got? We've got the price hitting essentially a perfect W, and then the oscillator is hitting a lower or a higher low. Okay, so if we look, if we look back, then we've got our double bottom, and if we were to just simply pull in RSI really quick, then what we would see is we have a higher bottom. So here's the lowest low, higher low again. Then we got a touch of a higher low here, and then we're just shaping up on the 4 hour now. So if we were to just throw a quick line on this, here's what we're seeing. Okay, so higher low, and then we got our W. So divergence. Okay, if you haven't gone through this, then you need to. This is just downloadable through I think we just found it in a Google search, so fairly easy to find this and look it up. Okay, and these W's and M's are fairly significant. So this is a bullish indicator here because we're showing divergence with the price action before it's being reflected in the price. Okay. Now, so yeah, and on a 4 hour, you can kind of see the interaction with this line a little bit better. We've got some candles now that are closing above it, but if we look at the overall volume, it's just not enough. And what we start to see in the price action is we start to see that here we are on the 4-hour, right? We're sitting about middle ground on our oscillators, but as we get into shorter time frames, we're already starting to show overbought. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about volume is, so we're just floating above the 50, just barely above the 50, which is the median line on the 4-hour. But let's drop down some more and look at what we're starting to see. We're starting, I mean, we're at 60, and when we go into the 1-hour, we're even higher up, 70 and 80 almost. Wait, no. Okay, we're almost to 70, yeah. Sorry, this got all... So see, we're at the top side of overbought, and our volume is still low, like you see our volume indication here, and we're not getting a lot of movement in the market. We're getting all this indecision. Like look at these candles here. These are all tops and indecision, hammer. So the market doesn't really know what to do. We're showing almost overbought, and we haven't even pulled ourselves back out of this little W, this little bottom, okay, this double bottom. So all of those things start to tell us that overall we're looking bearish still. And if we zoom out on a weekly, let's look at that for a second. Let me zoom in here. On a weekly, here's our doji again. We have a candle matching for the last 2 weeks. Okay, this one's got wick action going on, which shows that the bears tried to pull it down more than the bulls could actually push it back up. So these two candles are matching. That's not really showing us, again, that's not really showing us, hey, there's a bullish case here at all. We saw this indecision, which again can sometimes mean trend reversal, but that momentum was quickly stomped out. So on a weekly, and again, we're just starting to form this next weekly candle, there's not really a whole lot of bullish case, and if anything, there's more bearish case. So here's our indecision, sell-off stopping candle again. And what do you know? We're actually showing in a sell-off period so far for the month of March. So the entire month of February was indecision. And now March, we're only, 12 days into the month. So there's not much we're seeing already, but what we're already starting to see is bearishness, okay? And let me fix this. If you look at what we're showing in terms of oscillator for the monthly, we're extremely overbought. So you see, when you don't see the actual price, the physical price going up that much, but you see your oscillator showing that it's overbought, that's a problem, all right? That's a huge problem. So on a monthly, we're seeing a stronger case for bearishness than anything else, okay? And on a weekly, we're seeing that as well. Drop back down to the weekly. The oscillator isn't showing it, but we're seeing it in the candle action, okay? We're seeing it in failing to really take off, okay? We've got this indecision here. We had a little run up here, and again, this is the weekly. So we had 1 week of indecision, a strong bull week. Then it was taken back by the bears. Bulls attempted to take it back again, and now here we are in this last week where the bears took it back over again. So there's a stronger case for bearishness overall, but I'd say there's a ton of indecision still. We're continuing on from February, which the whole month was indecision, all right, which is crazy to think about. That's why I think it's important to really look at the higher time frames, because it tells you a lot more of what's going on. This is a great start of a candle for today, by the way, because we're picking up where we left off. So we're opening where we closed yesterday. And that's a good sign. I mean, again, like if we could start to get some 3-night scenario, that would look really good and start interacting with this 11,000 price zone again. But I'm just not seeing it. Overall, just not seeing it at all. What else did I want to show you? I did the fib retracement on the 1 day. That's a good one to work with and interact with, because it shows you, especially like these significant lines that I have, you'll see they're not perfect, and they really, for it to be a slam dunk, they really should be lines that are interacting with a fib. So you see this one is perfectly on the 50% line. This one here, this blue that I'm not so sure about, you see it's close to the 786, but probably the 786 would be more of an appropriate line And if I were to get in there and really snap it tight, that would be more appropriate, okay? This line here, we're almost perfectly at the 618. We're just a hair off of it, which is why this whole zone is so significant. This blue box that I've got, as well as the fib retracement here, this whole zone here is so significant, especially as of recently, because like I said, we interacted with it as support, and now it's really showing itself as big resistance. So we need to break through and close above this zone to show a really good bullish scenario, which we're just not seeing. Yeah, and that's what I got. So there's some other stuff I wanted to probably mention, but I'm just forgetting it, which is okay. This is the next significant zone, though, is this golden area here, and this little zone that I've boxed out here. That is going to be the next significant price action that we need to interact with. If we can't break above that, and we close today or tomorrow, depending on how long we're tracking this here, if we can't break above this, then there's a bigger case for it to continue to be bearish. Okay, so what I see happening is I see us failing to break even into this zone and us just falling again. Now that'll be significant again with this. What is this? Is this our 5 line? What's this blue? I can't remember. Let me zoom out. Get on to a 6 hour. There it is, 786. Okay, so if we can't hold this 786 zone again, which I don't think we'll be able to, I think we'll break through it and we'll fall through it, which then the next zone would be this 7,800. But what needs to happen is we need to break above and get up in here, and if we don't, then there's a stronger case that we'll just break and try and test this line again. But 2-3 tests and it breaks, either it breaks above or it breaks below. So this was our second test here. If we can't break into this golden zone here, and we might run laterally to where we just don't break this and we don't break that, but it can't continue. The more it tests the zone, it either breaks above or breaks below. So I see a stronger case for it breaking below. We might get a little recovery, a little rebound between here and this 10,000, the beginning of the golden zone, which is 10,500. But I see us breaking through this and testing a lower support here. And that's based off of the price action and the overall volume. All right. And if we look, the board is looking pretty green. There's only a few in the top 50, one in the top 50 that's red. So it's a good day overall, but you see the market cap hasn't picked back up, okay? BTC's dominance is at a high in comparison to recent months. We've seen this floating between 31 and 33%. For it to be 41% is huge, but the overall market cap just isn't there right now. And so we need that to pick up, okay? All right, let's talk about crypto junkies. I'm going to be rolling this out today for Mint Builder Intergroup. We have a ongoing Mint Builder contest that I'll be talking about today. Mint Builder is just your typical MLM business structure, but it's around precious metals. Precious metals are huge. They should be a huge piece of your diversification strategy and your sovereignty strategy. Now, some people might not like the MLM business model. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm thrilled about it. I just accept it because the deals that they get on numismatics and gold and silver is great, and it's an easy integration point into my already portfolio. Okay, so I'm huge into precious metals. 5-10% every single month I offload into precious metals, numismatic coins, and so that's what we got going on. And so there's a huge part of the community that's involved in this. I think we're at like 200 people right now, and people are. I like it also for the crypto space because a lot of people aren't building traditional businesses, and this allows them to do it in and around the passion that they've already got. So they're passionate about crypto. Crypto's integrated into Mint Builder, and they can build out and fortify their own sovereignty with the actual physical things you can buy because you buy gold and silver with it. So this whole section is getting redone today, and we're going to roll out the ongoing contests, which will be great. I'm just basically giving away gold and silver to people who hit certain milestones. And the other thing that we've got going on in here is we're going to start building out the different sections. So now I'm going to start building out the level 2 trading sections. Level 1, the big strategy is focused around the Mad Hatter strategy. We're also going to be adding in maybe not this week, but in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be adding in more of the Hasbot training. So we'll be talking about the Mad Hatter and using that with the Hasbot software, the trading software, and we'll be talking about using Flash Crash and market makers in the scalper in the Hasbot as well. So this I will be rolling out today to the Mint Builder group, so you guys will have access to the training now, and this will just be a great section to get all the downloads and get all the stuff that you need, so that you don't know where to go, right? Like a lot of people in the Discord are still confused. They're not that versed in using the Discord application, so it's hard for them to use. This just makes it easier. We'll put all this stuff in one area itself. And of course, if you've got any suggestions, then you can reach out to us. Here's all of our contact information. If you want to donate to make sure that we can keep growing this whole thing, then you can of course donate at the bottom. There's the addresses for you. But yeah, that's the big update going on here. We're also going to be rolling out a video challenge. I'm just waiting to get the final okay from Mint Builder to roll out the video challenge, and we will be doing a $1,000 video challenge for anybody who makes us, based on our criteria, the best. Well, it'll be one winner rather, and it'll be the best marketing video for Mint Builder to help people understand what the hell it actually is, okay? And what the goal is with it. And then we're on the 12th right now, so guys, we are 3 days away from the end of the 60-day KuCoin challenge. That challenge was implemented back in January, and I really wanted to invite people to use that exchange, because that exchange doesn't have bots like Binance. Trading in an environment where there's no bots is very, very different. We have to start looking at volume indication more, and there's other pattern variables that matter more. And I like that because it gets people to do what? Zoom in on order books, zoom in on volume, zoom in on candle reading. And so I think that's been a great challenge so far. We've had, I'd say, a couple dozen people in on that challenge so far. And the winners will get some good cold hard BTC cash, okay? There'll be top 3 prizes. Also, we're going to be sending out some merch to the #1 winner. I think $250 worth of merch, and the winner, I think it's 0.1, so $1,000, $1,200 in BTC, depending on what day it and what BTC is doing. If BTC is down, you just get more bang for your buck, really, because you're getting more Satoshis. But yeah, that contest is coming to an end in 3 days. I'm going to try and do a live stream, but I might be traveling that day. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, we're going to be announcing the winner on March 15th, okay? And doing a live stream there, so be on the lookout for that. Outside of that, that's it, my friends. If you're new to the channel and you like what we're doing here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future uploads, and show us some love. You know, like this video, place a comment, let me know your thoughts on BTC, share your TA if you like. Let me know what you're thinking about that. If you're in the community and you've got suggestions or whatnot, I'd love for you to actually email them to me. But, you know, let me know what you're thinking overall on the updates, the community updates in the comments as well. And be on the lookout, because we'll be uploading more videos very soon. See ya.